So you're looking for an application security specialist. Huh.
Uh-huh.
Smart move.
Yeah.
In today's world app security, it's not a nice to have.
Right.
It's mission critical.
Yeah, it's a must.
These are the people who keep your software safe from all those data breaches.
Yeah, all those nasty cyber attacks you hear about all the time.
Exactly. And in this mini deep dive, we are going to cut through all the noise and give you a crash course on hiring these folks.
Yeah, so think of it as your FAQ cheat sheet.
Exactly. And if you're looking to make this process even smoother, theperfectdeveloper.com is a fantastic resource.
Absolutely.
Their 5 questions tool can really pinpoint exactly what you need in a developer.
It's really cool.
Check it out. You won't regret it.
Nope.
Now let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What makes an application security specialist different from your average developer?
It's all about the mindset, you know?
Okay.
While all good developers consider security, a specialist is laser focused on it. They're thinking about threats, vulnerabilities, and how to prevent them before they even happen.
So they're thinking about it from the get-go.
From the get-go, yeah. It's like having a security expert built right into your development process.
Okay, so they're thinking about it from the get-go, but why is hiring one such a must-have?
Oh, it's huge.
Like money.
Well, I mean, think about the headlines.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be that next company.
Right.
Dealing with a massive data breach.
Yeah.
And let's be real, the cost of cleaning up a breach is astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the hit to your reputation and customer trust.
Yeah, you can't put a price tag on trust.
Exactly. A specialist helps you avoid all that.
Okay.
Plus, they're your secret weapon for navigating tricky compliance regulations.
Oh, yeah.
Like GDPR, APAA.
Right.
Those fines can be hefty if you're not careful.
So preventing a disaster before it happens, saving money in the long run, and keeping everything above board.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win-win-win to me.
Totally.
Now, what about the practical stuff? What skills should I actually be looking for when hiring?
You'll want someone who's deeply familiar with secure coding practices.
Okay.
Think OWASP Top 10.
Okay.
Those are like the top web application security risks out there.
Right.
Your specialist needs to know how to identify and fix those vulnerabilities.
Right. So they need to be proactive, not just reacting after the fact.
Absolutely. And they'll need experience with security tools, too.
Okay.
Things like SAST and DAST, which help you find weaknesses in your code. Penetration testing is another big one.
Okay.
That's where they simulate a real attack to see if they can break into your systems.
So they're basically playing the role of the bad guy to help you find those weak points.
Exactly. It's all about being one step ahead.
I like it.
Now, besides, skill certifications are important too.
Okay.
CISSP, CEH, CSSLP, WAPT.
Wow.
These are all recognized credentials that show a commitment to the field.
So those are the gold standards, the badges of honor in the application security world.
Right. And you know, theperfectdeveloper.com can really help you find candidates.
Right.
With these in-demand skills and certifications, they take the guesswork out of finding the right fit.
Okay, so I've got a picture of the skills and certifications now. Let's talk money.
Okay.
What kind of salary can I expect to offer?
Well, in the U.S., you're looking at around $90,000 to $150,000 per year for a full-time specialist.
Okay.
Of course, location, experience, company size all play a role.
Right.
And if you go the freelance or consultant route, expect higher hourly rates, maybe $100 to $250 an hour.
All right, that gives me a ballpark. Yeah. Now, should I be thinking full-time, part-time, or contract?
Yeah, good question.
What are the trade-offs there?
Full-time gives you that dedicated, integrated team member, but it's the biggest commitment.
Right.
Part-time can be good if your needs are more sporadic or your budget is tighter.
Makes sense.
And contracts are great for specific projects or short-term needs. Really depends on your company's situation. There's no one-size-fits-all.
Okay, so I need to weigh my options there. Now, what about in-house versus outsourcing? Is there a clear winner?
Again, it's about your specific needs.
Okay.
In-house gives you more control
and
integration with your company culture.
Yeah.
But you're handling all the HR stuff.
Okay.
Outsourcing can be more cost-effective.
Right.
But you might have less direct control.
Right. So it's a trade-off between control and cost-effectiveness.
Exactly.
And you can always go hybrid.
Yeah.
Some in-house experts supplemented with outsourcing when needed.
Yep.
That can be the best of both worlds.
It can be a really good option.
This is where a resource like theperfectdeveloper.com can really come in handy.
Oh, for sure.
They have a pulse on the market and can guide you towards the right solution.
Yeah, they're great.
Now, let's say I've figured out my hiring model and I'm ready to start looking at candidates.
Okay.
What are some smart strategies for actually finding these specialists?
Well, you've got the usual suspects, job boards, LinkedIn networking events. But don't underestimate the power of specialized platforms. ThePerfectDeveloper.com, for example, focuses specifically on connecting companies with top tech talent.
So it's like a targeted search engine for developers.
Exactly. And they do a lot of the vetting for you.
Oh, nice.
So you're not wading through tons of irrelevant resumes.
Okay. That saves a lot of time. Now let's say I've got a stack of resumes.
Okay.
What should I be looking for in that initial screening?
You want to see experience with secure coding practices?
Right.
Those OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities we talked about. Look for familiarity with security tools. SAST, those are big ones.
Okay.
And certifications always stand out.
Yeah.
CISSP, CEH, those are good indicators.
So those certifications are like a shorthand for saying, I know my stuff.
Yeah, they show commitment to the field and ongoing learning.
All right, so I've narrowed down my list to the candidates who look good on paper. How do I go beyond the resume and really assess their abilities?
That's where the interview process gets interesting.
Yep.
You want to go beyond the basic, tell me about yourself questions. Dig into their experience with specific security tools and methodologies.
So get them talking about real-world scenarios.
Exactly. Have them walk you through a penetration test they've performed, for example.
Okay.
See how they approach problem solving and critical thinking.
So it's not just what they know, but how they apply that knowledge.
Right. You want to see their thought process in action.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, besides the technical stuff,
Yeah.
what about those all-important soft skills?
Oh, yeah.
Communication, teamwork, all that.
Sure.
How do I assess those?
Well, you want to see how they interact during the interview process.
Okay.
Are they good listeners? Do they communicate clearly? Those are good signs.
Yeah.
You can also ask behavioral questions. Tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult teammate.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
So it's about reading between the lines and seeing how they handle themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget about references.
Yeah.
Talk to previous employers, get a sense of their work ethic and how they've handled challenges in the past.
References can really give you that inside scoop, can't they?
Absolutely. Now, once you've found your ideal candidate, it's time to talk about the offer.
Right. The elephant in the room?
Yeah.
Salary and benefits?
Yeah.
Any tips for navigating that?
Do your research.
Okay.
Know the industry benchmarks.
Right.
Consider the candidate's experience.
Yeah.
And be clear about your budget. Be prepared to negotiate, but also be fair.
So it's a two-way street. Finding that sweet spot where everyone feels good.
Exactly. And once you have your new specialist on board,
Right.
remember that onboarding is crucial.
Right. You can't just throw them in the deep end and expect them to swim.
Exactly. Set clear expectations.
Yeah.
Introduce them to the team. Provide resources and support.
Yeah.
It's all about setting them up for success.
It's an investment in their future and yours. Now, I've heard a lot about building a strong security culture.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
What exactly does that mean, and how do you create it?
It's about making security everyone's responsibility, not just the specialist's job.
Right.
It's about open communication, collaboration, and a shared understanding that security is essential to what you do.
So it's more than just ticking boxes. It's about embedding it into the company DNA.
Exactly. Encourage everyone to think about security implications in their work.
Okay.
Foster a culture of learning and knowledge sharing. Make it clear that security is a top priority from the top down.
So lead by example.
Absolutely.
Right.
And, creating that kind of culture takes time and effort,
Yeah.
but it pays off in the long run.
Makes sense. Well, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
Finding candidates, assessing skills, navigating the hiring process.
It's a lot.
But as we've been saying, this is a complex field. And finding the right person can be a challenge.
Yeah.
That's where a resource like theperfectdeveloper.com can really streamline things.
Absolutely.
They've got the expertise and the network to connect you with the best talent.
For sure.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed, definitely check them out.
Yeah, good advice.
They can make this whole process a lot smoother. And I know there's a lot more to discuss when it comes to building a top-notch security team.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll delve into the secrets of creating a truly collaborative and effective security team. We'll be right back after a quick break. We're back and ready to wrap up our mini deep dive into hiring application security specialists.
Yeah. Okay.
We talked about finding them, vetting them, even negotiated that offer.
Right.
But now that you've got this awesome talent on board,
Yeah.
How do you make sure they thrive?
That's where building a strong security team culture comes in.
Okay.
It's about more than just having a specialist on the payroll.
Right.
It's about weaving security into the fabric of your company.
So it's not just a department. It's a mindset.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Your application security specialist is like a coach.
Oh.
They're there to guide and mentor, but the whole team needs to be playing the game.
Okay. So everyone needs to be on board with the security goals. How do I, as a leader, foster that kind of environment?
Communication is key.
Okay.
Make sure everyone understands why application security matters,
Yeah.
how it impacts the company,
Yeah.
and how their role plays a part.
Right.
No one wants to feel like they're just checking boxes.
Right. It's got to be meaningful, connected to the bigger picture.
Absolutely. And make it clear that security is everyone's responsibility.
Okay.
Encourage developers, testers, everyone to think about security implications in their work. Create a culture where people feel comfortable raising concerns and asking questions.
So open communication, shared responsibility. What about keeping my security team engaged and learning? This field changes so fast.
Yeah, professional development is huge.
Okay.
Encourage them to attend conferences, take training courses,
Yeah.
get those certifications, support them in staying ahead of the curve.
It's an investment in their growth and in the company's security.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of internal knowledge sharing,
Okay.
brown bag lunches,
Yeah.
presentations, mentoring. These are all great ways to build a culture of continuous learning.
So create an environment where everyone is learning from each other.
Right. And remember, building a strong team culture isn't a one-time thing. It takes consistent effort,
Yeah.
open communication,
Right.
and a genuine commitment to security from the top down.
It's about leadership walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this mini deep dive, the what, the why, and the how of hiring application security specialists. It's a critical role in today's world,
For sure.
and finding the right person can be a game changer.
It really can.
And remember, if you're looking for a shortcut to finding those top-tier specialists, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yes.
Their 5 questions tool can really help you narrow down your search and find the perfect fit for your team.
Absolutely. It's a great resource.
It's like having a secret weapon in your hiring arsenal.
I like it.
So to wrap things up, application security is no longer optional. It's essential. And building a strong team is the foundation of a secure future for your company. Remember, invest in the right people, foster a culture of security, and never stop learning. That's all for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.